Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I want to be doing a quick update on the Vancouver real estate market. I was just looking at it 10 minutes ago and I thought it might be interesting to give you a brief overview on what's happening in the market. So as you know, Bank of Canada has been increasing interest rates and they're willing to engineer a recession per se just to keep inflation in check. Now, that is going to hit the real estate sector the hardest, which is why you want to look at the housing market when you're looking at interest rate increase, and there might potentially be a crash or something like that if there is a recession. So this is the Metro Vancouver Market Report, February 2022. And here you can see the detached homes. There's quite a bit of sales. Benchmark price is $2 million. Townhouse 1.09 and apartment is 807. So 807,000. So just looking at the benchmark price alone, you'll get a pretty good feel of it. Now we go to March, the next month. Detached 2.1 million, townhouse 1.13, and apartment is 835. So it's still increasing as of March, but the real rate hike didn't really come in, or they didn't announce that they will engineer a recession, so on and so forth, until later. So then the next one we look at is April. So this is when you see the flattening, 2.13 for detached home, 1.15 for townhouse, and 844,000 for apartment. So if I just go back a step and let you take a look at March, you can see that the prices are not increasing anymore, other than apartment. Now if I go to the next one, which is May, then you can see that the detached home has actually gone down, 2.09. Benchmark price for a townhouse is 1.14. And apartment is actually dropping 779. And you can also look at the number of days on the market for the last 2 months is increasing as well. So if I go back to March here, for townhouse is 12 days, 13 for April, and then May is 14. And if I go back to March, detached home, 22 days for the market, 21 days, and then 19. So detached homes is still pretty hot. Townhouse, there's a slight slowing, but I think what's most important here is really the benchmark price that we're looking at. It's starting to go down a little bit. For detached home, it might be down around 50K. It's not that much. 50K is like 2.5%. I think this might be the beginning of a correction, but I think the Vancouver real estate market is pretty resilient on average. So if there is a 10 to 20% dip, that would be my guess. Historically, when I'm studying housing market crash, is around 30% per crash. So unless you get 2 crashes in a row, then that's when you get a 60% drop in terms of market price. So a 30% crash usually just eats into the developer's profits, and another 30% crash is when the developers need to sell the units at a loss. So I think that is pretty unlikely. So I think we're probably looking at something like a 10% to 20% correction near the end of winter. So right now is July 4th. The June report is actually not here yet. So that's probably something we can wait for and do a second look later on. When you're looking at the housing market, the slow season starts in fall, and then it is the slowest in winter. And there's also the least amount of inventory in winter. So the prices usually come down a little bit during winter time. If right now it's already flattening in May, then I think June is probably like a little bit decline as well. So we're probably looking at around 10% drop near winter will be my guess. So yeah, that's a brief overview of the Vancouver housing market. I think it is one of the more resilient markets. So if we are looking at some of the more local, weaker markets, then I think the drop will be bigger as well. And looking at some of the US stats previously in the coaching call within Investing Accelerator, we also see a slowdown in the housing market. So that is consistent with my view in terms of what I think is happening. So what do you think about the housing market? You can leave a comment below and let me know.